everybody, Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore. I'm back with another update on my journey to Wonderland using carnivore and alternate day fasting. So let's get into this here on Big Anklevich on health. I'm back. It's been a little while, but I'm back with you again, and I got a few updates to give you. It's not just a weekly update. I think it's been 3 weeks since I was here to give you a report of how things were going last time. So here we go. What has happened since the last time I was on here? Well, first of all, last time I was on here, I said this. If I don't show up, it's not because I didn't try or because I ate a whole bunch of cheesecake fluff and disappeared or something like that. Okay, so that turned out to be kind of a lie. Yeah, I said I probably wouldn't be here for a week because my dad was in the hospital. Well, let's see what happened later on that day. We'll go to my first update that I recorded. Okay, it is Tuesday, and my dad passed away today. It was a difficult day. As far as this stuff goes, I got up this morning and it was a normal day to begin with. I ate bacon and eggs for breakfast like I always do, and I shot my video for the last weekly update video, and it was time to go to work, and I got a steak out and I cooked that and I had that for lunch, and then I went to work, and during my drive to work is when I found out that my dad had passed away, and so I was pretty upset. I was not really able to go to work at that point. I wasn't going to be able to handle that kind of stuff at that point, and they understood and they sent me home. And I came home, and it's a long life of soothing my troubles with food that was nipping at my heels, and I fought it off for a while. I did get a club soda. That was my thing to help me get by, but it's just water, so I was fine with that. But then finally, later in the evening, as everybody was going to bed, my wife had made some steak for dinner that everybody else ate. I wasn't going to eat it, but in the end, I decided that I was going to eat it. I did eat it. I got some out, cut it up. I even put some of the bacon grease from earlier in the day on top of it because it made it taste more yummy. And I had that as my dinner, which I don't know when I last ate dinner, really. But yeah, so I had a dinner, a third meal in a day, and it was pretty good steak. Needed a little more salt. My wife just doesn't use enough salt. I put some more salt onto it, and that was good. But then I wasn't done. It wasn't enough, and I thought, what can I do? You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to have something. And I got out the Parmesan cheese that we had, and I cut myself a few slices of that. And I ate that. And then I said, you know what? I'm going all the way. And I went to the store, and I bought some cream cheese, and I made some of that cream cheese fluff stuff, the keto cream cheese thing, and I had that. And by the time I was done with that, I was so stuffed full. I just felt like throwing up. I was so full. So I guess I'm done. And tomorrow I'm going to fast, and we'll see how that goes. But I'll see if I can stick with it. This week's going to be hard. We're going to be going out of town to go to my dad's funeral, and we'll see how well I can stick to my diet. Who knows? But to tell you the truth, I don't really care right now. I can get back to it. I'm not really all that worried. So I'll be fine either way. Yeah, it's hard for me to even watch that update that I recorded. That was a hard day. It was a hard thing to deal with. And my dad passed away, and that sort of sent me eventually into a tailspin. I went to work the next day. I worked a day through, and then the minute I got home that night, we headed out to go to my dad's house to be there for the funeral. So I recorded an update there too. Okay, it is Wednesday, and we're on our way to my dad's house. It was my wife's idea to drive all night through, so it's like 3 in the morning. I'm at a rest stop on the way to Dallas. And what did I do today? Well, I did all sorts of more bad stuff. Earlier today I had food. I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to be fasting today. I said I was going to yesterday, but I'm not. Instead, I ate some bacon and a couple of hamburgers. And I also had some more of that cheesecake fluff. So that was what I ate earlier today before I went to work. Then I went to work all day. And then after I got off work, I grabbed some stuff just to help me stay awake because my wife decided it would be a good idea to drive all night. And I got to be the first shift driver. So I'm driving. I actually drank a couple of sugar-free Monster energy drinks, which I haven't had anything like that in a long time. I also grabbed some ham and some cheese that I could cut into little chunks and I could eat on my way to try and help keep me awake. And at the rest stop here, I just bought myself a Diet Dr. Pepper, more trying to stay awake. So we'll see how that goes. I'd rather we just attend my father's funeral rather than turn his funeral into a 6-person funeral because one of us fell asleep while driving here and we all died. So I don't know. I'll get back to it, I guess, later. Okay, it is. What day is it? I can't even remember anymore. I think it's Thursday. It's all running together now, but it's Thursday, and we drove since the last time that I did one of these. We're still driving since then. We just finally made it here. I drove the entire night. I started driving at 11:30 last night, and finally was able to stop at 7:30 a.m. this morning. And then I got to lay down and take a little bit of a nap while my wife drove. And then I woke up again. I didn't even sleep for probably more than 2 hours before I was up again. I think the whole day today I probably slept 4 hours. Anyways, yeah, today I did. It wasn't terrible. I didn't do, the worst things ever. I didn't grab a candy bar or anything like that. I still ate good, but I had several Monster energy drinks, several diet sodas, which I don't think I've done any of those since I started this. I don't know, those of you who've been binging my shows, I've heard a few comments saying you're going back and binging the old ones. Does anybody know? Because it's been too long for me to even remember if I had completely kicked soda by the time I started or not. I think I did. But anyways, I did have cracklins, pork cracklins. I ate those. I ate the rest of the ham and cheese that I had. I had some Parmesan cheese. The other cheese was cheddar. I just ate whenever I felt like we hit a pothole that blew our tire, so we had to go to the tire shop and get it fixed. While we were waiting for that to happen, we went over to IHOP, and I had bacon, sausages, and eggs as my meal. And that's what I've done. I pretty much haven't stopped eating the entire time. Anytime I felt like it, I just ate. And I'm not worried about it. I'll get back to it. That's just going to be the deal. But Anyways, see you next time. Maybe tomorrow, probably. Okay, so we made it out to my dad's house, and so far I was doing okay. I was eating whenever I felt like it. I wasn't doing any fasting whatsoever, but I was still eating the right stuff. Aside from the sodas that I had to keep myself awake on the drive, I wasn't going to do that anymore, but we'll see if that lasted. Let's see what happened after. Okay, it is Friday. I'm continuing with my eating whenever the heck I want to routine right now. So, yeah, I just had what I wanted to, and I ate it when I wanted to. I didn't eat anything that I shouldn't again, however. I think I had, I don't know, eggs with ham and cheese in them for breakfast, if I remember right. When you eat as much as I've been eating, you kind of forget some of the stuff that you eat. I know I ate a bag of pork rinds today, and I had a bunch of cheese. And eventually in the evening, I went over to my sister's house, and all the family that's in town got together, and we had a little barbecue together. We had smoked tri-tip and some chicken. Then there was other stuff, but I didn't eat that. I just had the tri-tip and the chicken. And that was good, and I ate a fair amount of it, and I guess we'll see how much it matters when you eat versus what you eat. I think it matters. I think it matters if you're always eating, which I've been doing. So, we shall see. Okay, it is Saturday, and today was my dad's funeral. It was a bit of a tough day, I have to admit, and I continue to not give a crap about, I guess fasting is basically what I haven't given a crap about, although there were some other things today too. But I've already done it already this week. I just did it more. But yeah, shoot, what did I eat? I think I had bacon and eggs for breakfast this morning, if I remember right. And then there was a luncheon after the funeral, and it was all basically carbs. There was carbs, your choice of carbs was provided by the church. So I can't complain, but the only thing they had that I could eat was ham. And it was funny because at first they had people serving just to make sure that there was enough for everybody. So I got one little tiny slice of ham, and that's just all I took. I'm like, okay, well, thanks for the ham. I went, sat down. I had it eaten before I even sat down. And then when everybody went through the line, it was like, okay, now I can go get some more. And I went and got a bunch of ham, and then I ate a fair amount. Later in the evening, we came home, and I remember I was bad. We'll just put it that way. I had more cream cheese fluff. And yeah, I actually I made some up, ate it, and then a short time later, I made some more up and ate it. And that's what I did today. And yeah, I just kept doing stuff like that. So we'll see what happens at the end of this week, but I'll be fine. I'll get back to it once the week is over. Okay, it is Sunday, and this morning I had some eggs with some cheese. I think I cut some hot dogs into it, if I remember right. And that's what I had for breakfast. Later in the day, I met a friend that I haven't seen for a while. My good old podcast co-host, Rich Outfield, and I got together. And we went to Denny's for some lunch. And I had breakfast for lunch. I just had some eggs and some sausage and some bacon. It wasn't bad. Oh, but I was bad because I had Diet Coke. I gotta stop doing that crap. But I got a little bit of time left. I got my trip home tomorrow, in which I can eat some more crap like that. We didn't have any more cream cheese today. I got home after hanging out with Rich Outfield, and they were having tacos. So I had some taco meat, and they had chicken and beef for the taco. So I had that mixed with some cheese. And my sister actually saved up the grease from when she fried up the ground beef. So I actually took that and poured it back onto my taco meat. And dude, it tastes so much better when you do that. So it was totally worth it. It's tough being around people. Right now, everybody, I think, just wants to eat emotionally, I suppose. So they made a bunch of cookies. And I was just like, oh my gosh, and the cookies are everywhere. And I kept looking for something that I could have that was not going to ruin everything. What I wound up doing, and this is something I used to do a lot, was I would put a bite of it in my mouth, chew on it for a while, and then spit it out. Get the taste of it. It's really, really unsatisfying. But I did it anyways. I chewed up some stuff, spit it out, and eventually I ate some cheese to try and get myself back to it. And yeah, that's what I've been eating today. We'll see how tomorrow goes. We're going to drive home starting tomorrow. It's going to be a 2-day affair this time around. We're not going overnight like we did on the way here, so that might help a little. I'll probably drink myself a bit of caffeine, some caffeinated beverages, and just to make sure that I'm awake all the way, because tomorrow we're probably going to drive about 14 hours, and then 8 hours, I think, the last day, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so that was my time at my dad's house, and the next morning we got in the car and we headed back home to Texas. And it was a 2-day drive. This time around we did it in, days instead of trying to do it all in one go. So we stopped at a hotel. I didn't make any logs. I didn't record myself and make any daily update for those days. And truthfully, it's been so long that I have a hard time remembering a lot of the stuff that happened if I didn't make a log for it. So I do know that I ate all the stuff that I shouldn't have. I mean, okay, let's take it back, walk that back a little bit. I ate pork rinds and I ate cheese. I still didn't go too bad, but I did have plenty of soda, diet soda, but it was soda, sweet soda that made me want more sweet stuff. And I did that both days on the drive home. We stayed the night in a hotel on Monday night. The next morning there was breakfast at the hotel, and I had a bunch of sausages, a bunch of bacon, some eggs. I can never complain too much about the hotel breakfast because they always have sausage, bacon, and eggs usually. And it's pretty close to what I would eat, although the food's not of the quality that I tend to try and get. But it's still good. It passes as a carnivore meal. So I had that. And then we drove the rest of the way, and we got there late in the evening. Normally I would have weighed in that morning, but I didn't do that. Instead, I was still on the road. Wednesday, I didn't have to go to work. I was going to be home all day, and it turned out to be a good thing because early in the morning on Tuesday night, I woke up feeling terrible, and I went to the bathroom and I puked. And I puked, I puked, and I puked. And I don't know if it was the crap that I ate during the drive or all the sodas. I actually started feeling a little gross the last place that we stopped to get gas on the way home. So it was on its way. But yeah, I threw up, and then I just felt terrible the whole day on Wednesday. I had to go back to work on Thursday, but before I left, I decided to weigh in and see just how that week had done me wrong, because I knew it would have. How much did I gain by drinking soda and not giving a crap, eating whatever I wanted? What happened? So I weighed in just to see. Yeah, so I'd gone up, I think it was like 5.5 pounds that I'd gone up since the last time that I weighed in. I worked so hard to get myself to where I was and ruined it. But don't worry, there was still more. Anyways, I was back at work on Thursday. I did record a log on Thursday, so let's see how that went. Okay, so today is Thursday, and I am getting back to normal now. I have been totally off message. What's the word for it? I've been totally out of my plan for the last, what has it been, 8 or 9 days, something like that. And it's gotten pretty bad, to tell you the truth. I had a lot of soda to keep myself awake during the drives that we took to get back to where my dad lives, and then back here again to Houston. And that's bad. I'm already kind of a soda addict. I probably should have never opened the door to it again. I meant to be done with it before today started, but today I found myself stopping at the gas station and thinking, oh, well, I haven't had my one favorite soda that I used to drink before I started in on this, which is a Diet Sunkist. In case you were wondering, Diet Sunkist is the best soda for diet sodas anyways. I couldn't find that anywhere as I was driving, and so I had other stuff that I didn't like as much. And then, I'm like, oh, well, I gotta get that before I get back to no soda. And so I stopped and I got myself one. And then when I got to work, I was like, oh, well, I'll just have another soda from the vending machine, which I wound up having 2 sodas from the vending machine. So I have eaten, or drank. I have drank. I have had too many sodas. And today was supposed to be the day I didn't have any. So tomorrow will be that day, and I will keep that going from here on out. Soda is over and done with. Anything else along with it, any of those cheats, any of that stuff, I'm not going back to any of that stuff. No cheesecake fluff, nothing. And it's time to get back on the horse and to ride that horse. I need to get back down to where I was. I was 220.5, I think, before all of this happened. I need to get back to that at least, if not more. So that is what I'm doing. I'm into my fast now, which I started a little bit late because of the stupid soda. But I'm going to have my long fast, and I won't eat again until Saturday morning. And I think I'm ready for that. I think I'm doing pretty good. I am not sick anymore, and that is good to be. I'm feeling much better as the day has gone through, and we're going to keep this going. And I am going to get back to where I was and then go on further, because I am not that fat guy that I used to be. I am in control of myself, and I can do this. Okay, it is Friday, and I've managed to fast the whole day through so far, and I'm kind of proud of myself, to tell you the truth. It's been tough. I did not want to. I haven't been particularly hungry, but I have been particularly wanting to eat. I let myself eat whenever I wanted, anything I wanted, and got me in a bad way. And I really desperately, there's a lot of stuff that people put out because, it's right before Christmas. There's all sorts of stuff. It's basically a party there at work today. And I had to just look at that and go, no, I'm not going to eat that. No, and there's all sorts of, even stuff that I could eat. There was like salami and cheese, which, I'm trying not to eat, but I could. It's still an animal product, right? Bunch of cheese just sitting there for me that I could have had. Salami and cheese. I did grab this package of salami and bring it home with me. So we'll see. Maybe I'll wind up eating that tomorrow. Also, I am so cold today. My gosh, I didn't take the time to go and do my little jogging, and I'm probably too late to do that now, but I needed to. I should have. I'm freezing. It's been a while since I fasted. I'm not used to it. Okay, it is Saturday, and I guess nobody's perfect. And that is what I am demonstrating today. Yeah, I blew it so much. today. First thing I did in the morning when I woke up was break my fast, having that salami that I grabbed yesterday, plus cheese that I also brought home yesterday. They had cheese that kind of went with the salami, and I ate a bunch of it, a whole bunch of it, along with the salami, which I don't know why I ate that salami even. It's just, I mean, it's meat. I'm not really a fan of salami. I don't. It's kind of sour, and I just don't like it that much. I don't know why I even bothered. But then I came home. I had some bacon and some eggs. But along with the bacon and eggs, I had milk. A lot of milk. I don't know what my deal was, but I drank some milk, and I was like, "Wow, that's good." And I drank some more, and I drank some more. I put some cream into the milk to make it extra fatty. So I guess that's probably kind of good, but I filled myself up with the milk. I couldn't even finish the bacon and eggs that I had. I put most of that into the fridge to save for tomorrow. So that sucked. And later I was out Christmas shopping with the kids, and I was thirsty, and so I'm only a couple days removed from it, so I said, what the heck, I'm getting this soda. Look, there's a soda right here. And I got myself what is it? Orange vanilla Coke Zero, I think it is. So I drank one of those, and then I thought, that wasn't really what I wanted. So later, almost bedtime, I got myself a Diet Sunkiss, which was what I really wanted, and I drank that as well. So I had 2 sodas today, but it's still not the worst of it. I wasn't very hungry when dinner came around. I had a little bit of sausage and bacon for dinner, but that was really all that I had. I was feeling still kind of full and kind of yucky from the crap that I submitted myself to. And but I wasn't done. I went to the store to get some stuff for my wife. That's when I got the Sunkist. On the way. I drank that on the way, and then while I was at the store I was looking around, and I was tempted by stuff. I wanted to have some Christmas something. I kept looking at all the different Christmas candies and thinking, oh, maybe I should have a cheat, and this should be my cheat. In the end, what I finally decided on getting was the same dark chocolate bar that I cheated on last time. I don't remember when that was. It was several months ago, 3 months ago or more probably. So I got that plus one other candy bar. My gosh, I can't believe I did this, but I want to say it's called a Take 5. It has like pretzels and caramel and crap like that in it. So I ate that plus a big dark chocolate bar, and I feel terrible. My stomach hurts so bad. I feel like I could throw up at any second now. Truthfully, I almost hope that I do. A, I kind of deserve it, and B, I would get that crap out of me before it goes through me and makes me feel worse. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not into binging and purging. That's not what I'm talking about. But oh my gosh, I blew it. I guess tomorrow's a new day, and I need to figure things out and get myself under control. This terrible ache in my stomach will probably help a little bit. I can just think about that. The last time I had some of that cheesecake fluff stuff, I had it when I was sick. And just the thought of it makes me feel sick again. I feel like I might throw up. And I did throw up just a few days ago when I was sick. So I guess it could happen. Who knows? I mean, maybe that was part of my problem. I ate this crap just a few days after being very violently ill. So see how this goes. One way or another, I need to get myself back straight. The emotional eating and stuff from when my dad died it's still there. It's still nagging at me. It's still dogging at me, and I've got to put it behind me and move back to being what I am. I don't want to go back where I was, and I'm not going to. So there's that. But yeah, I've got to make it stop, and I will. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna fast tomorrow. I'm gonna eat mostly regular tomorrow. Might eat a little less. I don't know. We'll see how my stomach feels. But blew it. So that Saturday log from the Saturday before Christmas was the last one I did for a week. Yeah, I had candy bars and stuff like that, and that sent me right down into my addiction pit, or whatever you want to call it. I started eating every little thing that I could see, really. I would go to the store and buy crap for myself. I had candy, I had ice cream. If I couldn't get all of that stuff, sometimes I just had toast. I had toast. Like that was some amazing, wonderful thing. But I wanted it because it was a carbohydrate, and I knew that it would, I don't know, hit that addiction button that hadn't been hit in so long. I don't know what to say. The weigh-in that I had, where I was 226, that was a good weigh-in before things are over. We'll see. But yeah, really bad. You can probably tell even just looking at me. My face has gotten substantially fatter. Now, obviously, I haven't gained all that weight in fat, but, your body fills up with stuff that makes it weigh, mostly water. Carbohydrates just make you retain that water like crazy, and you just get bloated, and it doesn't go away all that fast. Sometimes it's really hard to get rid of. And yeah, all that stuff that I ate, I tried a little bit to get back on track. Over and over again, I would say, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I think the whole week of Christmas was like, okay, well, shoot, I need to get back on track. But Christmas is like 2 days away. Why don't I just eat until Christmas, and then I'll get back on track? And I kept again and again eating stuff that I shouldn't, just thinking, okay, right after this, I'll do that. Right after this, I'll do that. And yeah, went all the way until the next Saturday, the 28th of December, from the 21st, which was the one that I did before. That whole time, I ate very poorly. Drank soda, ate sugar, treated myself like garbage, treated myself in a way that I shouldn't, that I don't want to be. Yeah, sometimes that can happen. I guess I was on a bender, as people who are addicted to other substances say, rather than being addicted to sugar, carbohydrates like me. But yeah, I was on a bender, and I had some serious issues. And at this point, I was afraid to weigh myself. I didn't want to know what the scale might say. But I did finally, the Saturday after Christmas, do another log, and this is what I had to say. Okay, it is Saturday, and I have finally managed to make it through a day. It's crazy what happens to you when you let the sugar addiction go, when you let it come to life, you let it back in, open the door to it a little bit. Because, oh man, has it been hard. And yeah, I tried to fast yesterday. I couldn't do it. I was super hungry, and I realized, shoot, I did not do this right. I did not prepare. I needed to eat the kind of things that will keep me from being hungry beforehand, instead of eating ice cream and BS, which is what I've been doing. So this morning I got up, and first thing I did was cook a whole pound of bacon, and I fried up, I believe it was 4 eggs, and I sat down and I ate all of that and I was good and full. And me and the family went to San Antonio for the weekend to do some stuff, to have some fun, go to SeaWorld, that kind of thing. And so we drove out to San Antonio. We spent most of the day looking at missions at the San Antonio Missions National Historic Park, I think is what it's called. And that was really cool. The missions were neat. We got around to finally going to eat at about 5. So I managed to go all that time without really getting hungry. I did finally get hungry about that time. And we decided to go to Texas Roadhouse because it was right next to where our hotel was. So we went to the Texas Roadhouse and I had myself a 16-ounce ribeye steak. And that was wonderful. And I ate that whole thing and I was full and I've stayed full. And I'm good. And I think that things are going to work out. Tomorrow I will eat again. I'll eat a regular day again. I'll have a big breakfast because, you know, the hotel gives you the breakfast. So I'm sure I'll have a bunch of sausages and some bacon and eggs, that kind of stuff. And then I will eat a regular dinner, and then it's going to be an actual fast after that. And I'm going to not eat anything on Monday. So this is going to happen. I'm getting back on track. Oh, and I need to. Oh my gosh, I'm getting fat and fast. Okay, it is Sunday, and today we went to SeaWorld all day long. First thing in the morning, we got up, and we had the hotel breakfast. So I had a bunch of sausage, I had a bunch of bacon, a lot of bacon actually. I ate way more than what you can see in the picture. I didn't eat pretty much any of those eggs, though. Those eggs, I don't think, included all that much egg. It was like reconstituted eggs. I don't know. They were like watery and probably full of, I don't know, pancake mix or something like that. I wound up eating like 3 hard-boiled eggs that I found because you can't fake a hard-boiled egg. So I had those instead along with the sausage and the bacon. And I ate enough to tide me through. Yeah, the whole day through, I didn't eat anything until, the whole time we were at SeaWorld. Wasn't until after we left, it was almost 9 o'clock, maybe later, that we went to the In-N-Out that they have in San Antonio, and I got myself a 3x3 protein burger, which, if you don't know what that means it's a bunless burger with 3 patties, and it had cheese as well. I'm trying to avoid cheese, but, when you're eating out, you kind of get what you get sometimes. My family wanted to go to the In-N-Out. I would have been happy to go somewhere else, but, I got what I got. And I ate those 3 patties, didn't eat the lettuce or the tomato or any of that stuff. And then I was still pretty hungry when I was done with that. 3 little patties from a fast food joint, generally not enough to tide me over. So we also swung by a grocery store. I grabbed a ham that they had, just a small one that was kind of sliced so that I can eat it. And I ate that as we drove home. And I didn't eat the whole thing. I ate maybe half of it. And that was good. Finished it up, and I was done for the day. And I made it through 2 days in a row without any problem. Now, it's fasting time, and we'll see how that goes. I think it should go well, because I actually ate enough that I should probably make it through, and I'll get back on track, back on schedule, just in time for New Year's Eve. Hopefully that won't derail me like Christmas did. Okay, it is Monday. I have been fasting for some 22 hours, I think, and feeling pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself for getting this far. Yeah, I'm back to the things that I've always despised about fasting. For example, my hands and feet are freezing. And it's cold out here, so I'm not going to make this one go on for too long because I'm cold. But, I'm feeling good. I'm excited because I'm back to it. And got a lot of ground to make up. But, that's life. I'm always going to be gaining and making up ground, I'm sure. So that's just going to be forever. But the important part is always getting back on the horse and riding. And that is how I finished out the 3 weeks since I had my last update. So I finally got myself back to fasting again. That's good. I managed, I tried it on the Friday before, and it didn't work out because the night before that I had been eating garbage. I was just eating garbage. I was eating carbs. I was eating garbage. I think I finished out my night on Thursday night by having ice cream. Like I went to the store, got some ice cream, ate that all gone. Oh, I've got to eat crap for my last chance that I get before I go fasting tomorrow. And it didn't work out. Come Friday, I was so hungry that I couldn't make it through the fast. So if you haven't tried fasting and you want to give it a shot, let me recommend eat good food before you start a fast. Eat meat. Eat a lot of it, and you'll be able to get through your fast. If you just eat the same old carbs garbage that you would normally eat, you're not going to make it. You're going to be so hungry as the fast goes on, and you're just not going to make it through. But if you eat good stuff, you'll be fine. I was fine on Monday. This morning, I went and I weighed in. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so as you can see, that's my second weigh-in in this video. First weigh-in, I'd gained 5 pounds because I had quit fasting. I was just eating whenever I wanted. This time I gained 10 more pounds because not only had I quit fasting, I had started scarfing every bit of sugar and carbs that I could see within my sight. Anything that I could get my grubby little hands on, I grabbed it and shoved it in my freaking fat face. So yeah, I gained a lot of pounds. And the funny thing is, before, like a couple days before, I think Sunday night when we got back from San Antonio, I weighed myself and I was 244. After the fast, after eating good and then fasting the whole day, I came down 8 pounds. I peed a lot. I'll have to admit that was a lot of water weight that I shed. I hope I don't have to shed it again, that's for sure, because it's going to take a lot of effort to get this all back off. My gosh, I've set myself back weeks, like months probably. I don't remember when I was last this heavy, how bad that I got. But I've got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to get to it. And, let's hope that I can avoid any recurrences, that damned sugar addiction doesn't rear its head on me again and take control. I'm afraid, to tell you the truth. I thought that I'd completely kicked that stuff. I'd gone 6 months without anything like that. And then all of a sudden it takes over and I could not control myself on a bender. As they say, I need to go to the Carbaholics Anonymous meeting or something, get myself a sponsor. And, hi everybody, my name's Big Anklevich, and it's been 3 days, 4 days? How many days has it been since my last carbs? Anyways, I'm happy to be finally back on the right track and to be back with you doing a video. I think that is probably part of the problem that I had. I wasn't doing my daily logs. I went a whole week without doing one of them, and doing them makes me stop and take stock of what I've been up to. And, I can only go on saying, I don't really care for so long before I realize I gotta start caring. My dad would not be pleased if I was just like blaming it on him. You know what? My dad passed away, and so I have to treat myself or whatever. I need to emotionally eat. I need to eat my feelings. If I was blaming that on him, I'm sure he'd be like, psh, psh, what the heck are you thinking, kid? Pull yourself together and don't blame it on me. You're the one that's screwing it up. I don't know. Sometimes things happen. And losing a parent is really hard. I did a video a while back talking about how I lost my mom back when I was 15. 30 years later now, I've lost my dad too. And it's tough. It's tough to deal with stuff like that. I think it would have been a little easier if I'd stuck with my diet, because I know that eating carnivore helps keep you in a proper mental state. You're able to avoid depression a little better. And yeah, I could have used that help. For the most part, I stuck with it during that first week, which I think really helped. You know, aside from the sodas that I was drinking because I wanted to stay awake, I was mostly good. I still just ate meat and cheese. But yeah, if you find yourself in a similar situation, let me recommend that you don't follow my path. Stick with your eating. It will help. It'll help you deal with the trouble. Maybe it'll help you keep your mind off of the trouble. I don't know. Spend time with people. Talk about the good times. Remember the things that were special. Here's a picture of my dad and I. This is from the last time that I saw my dad back in July, I think it was. I was already doing this show. I was already on my diet, and this is from the day that my whole family got together and we went out for pizza. And everybody had a whole lot of pizza. And I sat there and watched them because I was fasting that day. And the funny thing was, I look back on that day and I remember it so fondly. It was really a great day. I had so much of my family around me and I had a good time. And it didn't matter that I didn't eat the pizza. You know, I spent time with my dad. And I didn't know at the time that it was going to be the last time that I spent with my dad. And it's pretty hard to think about, to tell you the truth. Let me just finish out this video by recommending that you don't wait. You don't act like you have forever. You know, always treasure every moment that you have with somebody, because you don't know when it's going to be your last. I didn't think that this was going to be the last time that I saw my dad. I had a good time with him. And I specifically took this picture because, you know, I wanted to have a picture of me and my dad. Because even then I thought, yeah, you never know when something might happen. And it turns out that that was true. And I wish that I'd done more when I went to visit. You know, I've meant several times since I've gone to see him to just bring a microphone, turn on my camera, and record him. Have him tell me stories about his life. Tell me more stories, because I've done it before, but I haven't done it in a long time. And I kept thinking that, you know, sooner or later I'm not going to be able to hear these stories anymore if I don't get them from him now. I want to know why he did this, why he did that, you know. And I waited too long. And now I can't get those stories, at least not from him. Maybe somebody else can tell me these stories. Maybe somebody knows them. I don't know. But don't wait. At the very least, always show love to those people that mean something to you. Because you never know. Just never know. I mean, yeah, my dad was 82 years old, so I knew sooner or later something like this would happen. He'd been getting more and more frail every time I saw him. He used to be such a hale and hearty guy. And then one day I realized he's not that anymore. He's much more fragile. And yeah, that just kept progressing. And the sad thing was, after discovering Carnivore and all the difference that it could make, I totally planned on, getting him on the diet and seeing how much of his health I could repair by way of that. Now it's too late. He wasn't able to get on to Carnivore and regain his health, to get his strength back so that he could withstand something like this pneumonia, which is what it was that actually took his life in the end. He was too frail and weak. He got sick, and the sickness just progressed, became pneumonia, got worse and worse, to the point where he was unable to fight it off. And it took him. And I don't know, I wish I'd said stuff about it sooner. I wish I'd pushed on it sooner, because maybe he'd still be with us. I guess it's a regret that I'll always have. But yeah, for those people that you love, spend time with them. Show them that you love them. And, make sure that every day that you have with them is special, as much as you can, so that you don't regret it when it's all over. Because you don't know when it's going to be all over. Could be any time. You could walk in front of a bus. Doesn't matter how much carnivore you've eaten, how healthy you've made yourself. A bus is going to flatten you. And you never know. So make sure that you show that love. And I'll see you guys again next week. Thanks for watching. Big Anklevich on health.